Hey, what is up? It is Emily and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to the Straight Shooter Recruiter podcast. I am so happy that you're hanging out with me today, but also I'm a little bit sorry if you clicked on this video because it means you probably don't have the best relationship with your boss.
Why does anybody work for somebody they can't stand, they don't like? They need a check. I need the CHEQ, okay? So that's why the hell I'm here. Thank you very much.
So our goal today is to basically give you a game plan so you can stop stressing out about this nightmare of a boss that you have and figure out how we can improve the situation. Please, 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 I beg and I plead.
I'm begging you.
That was hard to process. That was bad. I'm gonna need you to hit that like button. I'm gonna need you to leave a little comment, maybe hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel so much. Can we please get to 10K? I'd love to get to 10K. Please? I believe McDonald's coffee is arguably better than Starbucks coffee. Don't come for me. There is literally nothing worse than having a bad boss. Work itself can be stressful enough, but I totally understand having a leader that doesn't support you, adds to that stress, and belittles you can really impact your mental health as well as your ability to perform on the job. So we're going to kind of go through my step-by-step approach. I think in life, naturally, we're going to have people that are challenging to work with, but there does hit a point where we need to ask ourselves, what's more important, my mental health and happiness or this job? So that's kind of our goal for today. First thing we're going to do is validate. Sometimes we get these feelings like our boss hates us and it's all in our head. It's our own insecurity that we're projecting onto them. Or sometimes we might feel like our boss is being particularly aggressive or direct when maybe they're just giving us feedback that we're not used to getting. So what I would recommend doing is when you're starting to have these moments of feeling like your boss is being toxic or like just generally crappy, write it down, not on a company computer. Do not write it down on a company computer, but make a list of specific moments and things that have made you feel crappy. And on a day when you're feeling good, like maybe it's a week later, it's 2 weeks later, I want you to refer to that list and see if you still feel the same about those instances. If you don't, you could have just been having an off day, click off this video. Or don't, it's fine. But if you're going back to this list and thinking, damn, like this person really is not supporting me, stay. We need to talk. Every relationship with your boss is going to be a little bit different. So if there's someone at the company you work at that you genuinely trust and think they'll be able to provide some additional perspective, there's nothing wrong with you pulling them aside and saying, hey, can I talk to you? I'm not sharing this to gossip. I feel like my relationship with my leader might be a little bit strained. Do you have any feedback or things that I can improve on that you think would make it better? Always remember, boundaries start with you. What we want to focus on is how we can impact the things in our control. Maybe we need to communicate more directly. Maybe we need to hand things in earlier or, adjust the way that we work to make sure our boss is happy. I'm not saying that this is right. I'm just saying this is a potential solution. So ask for help and also ask yourself, how can I improve the situation? What can I deal with that's in my control? You've already focused on the things you can control and things haven't improved. Here's what you're going to do. You're not going to go to your boss's boss and complain. You're not going to quit, not yet. What you're going to do is set up time with your boss and focus the conversation on you. You never want to have a conversation, frankly, with anyone. I was going to say with your boss, but literally with anyone, by saying something like, hey, you make me feel like this. And when you say this, I feel like this. That is not going to be the productive way to have this discussion. What you need to do is lead from a place of empathy and articulating your needs, not their problems. Your needs. So for me, I might say something like, hey, I wanted to set some time up with you because I know for me to be happy in my role, I need constant positive as well as constructive feedback, aka please start telling me when I'm doing a good job because I need to hear it. Or you might say, in order for me to be happy in my role, I need a bit more balance of shutting off work at 5 p.m. So I wanted to get some feedback on how we can work together to get there. We can work together. That is the best way to frame it. If your boss is speaking down to you or belittling you, you might say something like, hi, I noticed over the last few projects there was some feedback around my performance. What can I do better to make this a better experience for us? Always bring it back to you and how you can improve, even if that's not the problem. I'm not saying you're the problem, but when you're coming from a place of, I'm going to take accountability for this relationship, you are never going to be the bad guy. They're never going to be able to turn around and say, this is unprofessional, how dare you? No, because you're coming from the place of empathy, of confidence, and wanting to grow.
And I'm known for being a classy guy.
And this is gonna go one of two ways. You're either gonna get some feedback, and maybe the feedback is gonna help, and that's great, or you're gonna get useless feedback, and nothing changes. Or you might get no feedback at all. If you're getting the no feedback at all, or the feedback that doesn't really help anyone, Ultimately, you've done everything that you can. Yes, you can go to your boss's boss and talk things through, but ultimately, people are who they are. And yes, leaders can grow and they can get better, but if you're already in a position where you've expressed your needs explicitly to your leader and you feel like you need to go to their boss or their boss's boss to be heard, I don't think this is a leader that's actually going to set you up for success long term. So at that point, when you've done everything you can do with your leader, and maybe even you've talked to their boss just in case, like for some extra support, similar to how I described the other conversations, asking how you can help, it's time to walk away. People don't leave bad jobs, they leave bad bosses. And ultimately, the person who's going to be supporting you through promotions, through raises, and in your career is your boss. And if your boss doesn't give two shits about you, get out of there, because that's not going to change. I know this was kind of a tough love video, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that people are going to change or that people are going to improve. Sometimes they are, but oftentimes they are not, and I don't want you stuck somewhere that makes you miserable. I hope this was helpful. It was another short one. I'm into the short ones. I'm also like in my gym clothes, kind of cozy, like we're hanging out. I feel like we're FaceTiming. That's been my vibe today. I really, really hope it was helpful. Please leave me a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, check me out on my other platforms. I've got TikTok, Insta, the whole deal. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and tell your boss to kick rocks. Cheers.